So the next piece of this 7 hours of missing call logs story is the obviously unbelievable claim from Donald Trump that he doesn't even know what burner phones are. So as a reminder, yesterday we reported to you White House records turned over to the January 6th committee are missing about 7.5 hours of logs. This is a key 7.5 hours while the insurrection was going on. And one of the sort of notable things that came out of this was that Donald Trump denied having any idea what a burner phone is. In a statement Monday night, Trump said, "I have no idea what a burner phone is. To the best of my knowledge, I have never even heard the term." This stunk to high heaven. And when I told you this yesterday, the story we didn't know about John Bolton's recent comments, it was not plausible that Trump didn't know the term burner phone. And it was certainly not plausible that Trump doesn't know about disposable phones. If you wanted to be as charitable as possible and give Trump the benefit of the doubt, which I don't know why we would do at this point, but let's say we did, you might be able to argue Trump knows of them as disposable phones and he doesn't know or remember the term burner phone. But that it wasn't even believable. It really wasn't. We now have new reporting from Donald Trump's former national security advisor, who says he specifically remembers Trump using the term burner phones. And of course, this is completely believable and completely obvious, and it's what we suspected right away. CBS News reporting, John Bolton, the former national security advisor to Trump, told CBS News he heard Trump use the phrase burner phones in several discussions and that Trump did know exactly what it meant. In a response, Trump said he never heard the phrase burner phone. "I have no idea what a burner phone is. To the best of my knowledge, I've never even heard the term." Bolton says he and Trump spoke about how people have used burner phones to avoid having their calls scrutinized. I know Trump's not the brightest, but it did not pass the sniff test that Trump didn't know what a burner phone was. And this is increasingly reeking of Watergate. I would encourage everybody in the audience who is disturbed by this story, as you should be, and you want to read a little bit more about it. There's a really good new piece in the New Republic by Alex Shepard called "Trump's Missing Phone Records Have a Familiar Stink of Criminality." And in that article, Alex Shepard discusses the analogies here to Watergate and mentions that in terms of the amount of missing phone data, it is more than 20 times longer in terms of a gap in the records than what there was in the Watergate tapes. I don't know how many have recently reviewed Watergate and all of its different elements, but one of the things about Watergate was a gap in tapes, which ultimately scandalized Richard Nixon and led to his resignation in 1974. And the gap in the record with these Trump phone calls is more than 20 times bigger than the gap in that in the Watergate tapes. The difference, of course, is that at the time, Richard Nixon was president, and so the entire scandal precipitated his resignation. Trump is no longer president. And of course, you and I would like to think if people are reasonable, Republicans would say, okay, even if I liked his tax plan, this is just too much. I can't vote for the guy in 2024. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And not only are there tens of millions of voters, at least, still willing to vote for Donald Trump, still eager to vote for Donald Trump in 2024, they become more emboldened by these stories. If you go and you look at right-wing YouTube, right-wing Twitter, right-wing TikTok, shows like Real America's Voice and Newsmax and all these different places, you see that they are actually emboldened by these stories, saying these are part of the witch hunt attacks meant to take down Trump unfairly. We renew our support for him as a result of this investigation, which is really scary stuff. We'll have all these articles and more on our Instagram. You can follow us there at David Pakman Show. We'll take a break. We will talk about that Rick Scott 11-point wacky plan after this short break.